What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Thingos back again for another Invincible video. Yes, you already know it's another Invincible video. I really love making these Invincible videos. I'm a huge fan of the series by Image Comics, and I cannot wait for what the cartoon, the animated series that's supposed to be coming out on Amazon Prime has to offer for us. So I like making these videos to just go through a lot of different characters, details, story arcs, team ups, stuff like that, just to give you guys as much information as I can about Invincible, to give you a good idea of who he is and the characters that he involved himself with, so you will know everything that you need to know about this character before going into the show, and just so you can maybe check out the comic book one day and become a bigger fan yourself, join this community. So if you like what I do here on this channel, hit subscribe, and let's just get right into this, man. So today I'm going to be talking about Guarding the Globe. Now, Guarding the Globe is a spin-off comic book series done by Robert Kirkman, the same guy who created Invincible in the first place, and it was published and written in 2010. Now, at this point, Invincible had already been going strong from like 2003 up until then, past 2010 as well. But in 2010, we had the big arc going on with the Vulturemite War. So Mark Grayson and his brother Oliver, his father, and a couple of other characters that are strong and everything teamed up, went in space to fight against Grand Admiral Thrag, Conquest, and a lot of other Vulturemites, trying to, stop the war in space before, it really got to anywhere else in the galaxy. They just found like this area in space, and they was just doing it right there at a standstill. Another great arc that I want to talk about later on this channel, but I really like how with these bigger moments in these stories, it creates smaller stories or other stories that we see our side characters having to go through. So while Mark Grayson is up in space dealing with the Vulturemite War and everything, we have on Earth the Guardians of the Globe having their own set of adventures and problems and stuff that they have to deal with. Hence the six issue miniseries Guarding the Globe. Now, in the beginning of this story, you see it going on where Robot. There was a point in the main story where Robot and Monster Girl, they were going up against the Flaxians. Now, they fought against the Flaxians multiple times in the story. In the beginning, the Flaxians were this alien race that just came out of a portal out of nowhere, and they fought against Mark and his father for just a little bit. I like how it was a lot of build up too, because they ended up becoming something that was way more influential and bigger to the story in the future than anything that they had going when they first started. So I really like how Robert Kirkman slowly built that up. He does that with a lot of things that kind of like take you off guard. You know that the groundwork is there, but it doesn't seem like he does that. Like, he does build up with it, but it just doesn't seem like it's ever going to become as epic as it really does in the end. So I like how he constantly does that, like with the Sequid. But anyway, back on topic. So you have the characters, man. They pretty much, Mark and his father, they fight against the Flaxians, and they find out that they're an alien race that want to take over Earth, but they're from a different dimension where time goes differently. So every time they come to Earth, they age much quicker, and they're not able to stay in the fight for that long, and they end up retreating and going back home. Now, they have attacked Earth several times. By my count, I think it's like 4, but on the 4th time when they're attacking, this is where the Guarding the Globe series actually start. We see a fight between the Flaxians and the current Guardians of the Globe that consist of Brit, Shapeshift. He's a Martian that came back with Mark Grayson from Mars when the initial astronaut got stuck on Mars and got taken over by the Sequid and all that. Anyway, he became a hero, Shapeshift, and he joined the Guardians of the Globe. So you have Brit, Shapeshift, Who else was there? Monster Girl, of course, Robot. And this is in the initial assault when they was fighting the Flaxians in the very first issue of Guardian of the Globe. But it shows you how at the end of that fight when they were retreating again, Robot was like, they're going to keep coming back. And this time, by my calculations, if they come back this time, they get stronger and stronger. They learn more and more about our dimension, how to take us over and how to fight us every time. If we give them a chance to go back, get their bearings, learn more, and prepare to come to Earth again, they're probably going to win, man. They're probably going to figure out how to stop us this time. So he charged in the portal, went after them. Monster Girl went with him, and that actually started an amazing arc for Robot. Very complex, deep arc that completely changed his character. I'm going to have to make a separate video breaking that down. That's a great topic in itself. But anyway, when he did that and he left, it created this huge void in the Guardians of the Globe. Robot is arguably one of the most biggest contributors and one of the best minds in the current slate of heroes in the world of Invincible. He's probably one of the biggest members of the Guardians of the Globe. He's kind of like Iron Man, you know, for them. And he essentially went off to another dimension. Not essentially, he did go off to another dimension with Monster Girl to try to see if he can find a way to stop the Flaxians from ever coming back. So that's their own little story that we follow up on later. Not in Guardian of the Globe, though, in the actual Invincible series. But like I said, this creates a void in the team. So Cecil Stedman, the guy that's over the Pentagon and, you know, the defense of the world and all that, he wants to pretty much expand the Guardians of the Globe. He wants to really do what their namesake is, which is where the title of the comic comes from. He makes this speech to Brit where he says we actually need to start guarding the globe. So he tells Brit that they need to do better. He has his sidekick, Donald is the cyborg assistant or the cyborg right-hand man to Cecil Stedman. He asks him to help Brit get a new costume that can help him kind of like keep up with everybody else. Even though Brit has indestructible skin, he still has trouble keeping up with a lot of the other heroes, especially if he's going to be the leader of the Guardians of the Globe. They want him to be able to do more stuff, so they give him this pretty cool suit that allows him to fly around. He has like these jet boots, these jet gauntlet gloves that allows him to throw a pretty darn hard punch. They're metal, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I like how they gave Brit this new costume, and it was funny how he went home and his wife poked fun at it right when he just got done telling Donald that he liked it, and she told him to take it off, and he walked off kind of sad, and she was like, what? And he said, I kind of liked it, you know. So that was a cute little moment. One thing that I love about Invincible and the world of Invincible, it knows when to throw in those comedic beats, and it also knows when to, you know, do moment like good character moments to make you really like who you're reading, or even if they don't get that much time, Robert Kirkman really knows how to make you enjoy a character when they're on the page. Like I said, you get to see Brit and Cecil make a plan to branch out with the Guardians of the Globe. So we see Brit go on like this globe-trotting journey, just bouncing around, recruiting different members for the Guardians of the Globe. The first person that he recruits is Yeti. Now, Yeti is a character that I really enjoy. I love this guy, man. He is funny as hell. And I think one of the things that one of the coolest things about his character that a lot of people don't realize at face value is that he is a Yeti, or he is I don't know if his race is actually called a Yeti. I think they're called something else, but we're just going to call him Yeti for now since that's his hero name. But they age different. So the whole time, Brit thought that he was recruiting an adult that was a Yeti. He was actually recruiting a 12-year-old kid. So that's why Yeti, even though he is a hulking beast that has all that hair and everything, he acts like a 12-year-old. The way he talks and everything, it made a whole lot of sense, you know, with how he says dude and bro and all that, and how he's like a total fanboy to Brit and a lot of the heroes on the team. It's like if the current Spider-Man had a whole bunch of fur, was huge, and was super strong and a whole lot more cooler, because I'm sorry, I don't really like the current Spider-Man like that. But anyway, so we have Yeti, very cool addition to the team. We also have Kaboomerang. Kaboomerang is an Australian guy who throws telekinetic boomerangs, I believe, and they can explode on impact and do other stuff. And yeah, his name is Kaboomerang, which is pretty fucking awesome, if I must say so myself. Also, we have another character. Her name is Outrun, and the main word that I can think of to describe her is that. Yeah, she is a big thought, man. This girl, if it was leading somewhere, then maybe I would have something better to say about her, but it literally didn't go nowhere, so it just made me more confused than anything. You have El Chupacabra, which is another very interesting story beat that didn't really go anywhere, and I'm a little disappointed with that, but who knows? Maybe a lot of the story beats that got set up in Guarding the Globe got answered in the second spinoff for Invincible Universe, which takes place after the villain, Dinosaurus does the End of All Things story arc. I think it's the End of Everyone or End of All Things, and that's where they make the second spinoff, Invincible Universe. So a lot of the stuff that was set up, like Set, the villain Set, creating the group, the Order, in the background, in the shadows, to coincide with Brit going around during the daylight recruiting people, and slowly you see them both building their teams up, and then at the end they have this huge clash, and all of the setup for this story was good. I like the character building. I liked a lot of the characters they introduced. Like Best Tiger was a fucking salve. This guy wears a blindfold just because. Like, he's not even blind. He just wears a blindfold just because. And he has insane gunslinger skills. He kills like 8 people that are surrounding him with just one bullet because it ricochets off hella stuff. Like, the guy's a savage, man. Yes, it's a lot of cool moments in this story. I really liked it. I wanted to read it because, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Invincible, but one thing that I really wanted to upgrade in my knowledge was the world of Invincible, like a lot of the characters that surround him. Although I know a lot about some, there are others that I don't know at all. So I wanted to, flesh out my knowledge more of the Invincible world and the other characters and heroes that surround it. Really good guy on Twitter, man. He's been letting me know that I should check out a lot of these heroes. So that's actually what made me go into reading Guardians of the Globe to see exactly how they would do this side story. Only 6 issues, really quick. And like I said, I really enjoyed it. It's just the only cons that I have are with the setups that didn't really have payoff. Like El Chupacabra, just to touch on him real quick and to give more context of Outrun. So El Chupacabra, he does something pretty stupid in the story where he's mourning his wife that I believe left him. I don't know if he cheated on her or she cheated on him. I think he cheated on her, but he's mourning his wife so much to the point where he can't even be a useful member of the team, and he gets somebody killed trying to pretty much commit suicide and let the bad guy kill him. But one of the heroes jumps in the way of El Chupacabra and he takes the axe to the chest for him, dying in the process. And it creates a lot of inner turmoil and strife between the team. Brit straight up fights El Chupacabra at the funeral. So, it just created a lot of this good tension. And I thought maybe El Chupacabra was going to have like some kind of redemption in the final fight of this story, but nothing happened. He just kind of fucked Outrun and then disappeared. And that was another thing. Towards the ending chapters of this series, like I think issue 5 or 6, you saw Outrun just all of a sudden just start acting weird and literally one by one start fucking everybody on the team. Now, she ain't try that shit with Brit, because Brit, she already knew Brit knew better. But she literally fucked Shapeshift, she fucked Bulletproof, she smashed Kaboomerang, bruh, and she smashed El Chupacabra. She smashed 4 dudes in one issue. Now, I thought maybe she was poisoning them, or it was set up that she was a traitor, and maybe she did something to them. Nothing happened, yet again. So, you know what I'm saying? No redemption for El Chupacabra. No reason for why Outrun just wanted to smash everything that moved. It just didn't really, like I said, the story had so much potential to be greater than what it was. What was there was entertaining, and overall, I just like spending more time with these characters and learning more about them. But in the end, I feel like this was more of a setup to Invincible Universe, which I am going to be covering next in a follow-up video. So I'm not really gonna grade this because that's not really what I do, especially with comics. I'm not really gonna grade this. I'm just gonna tell you if I think you should check it out or not. In isolation, I would give this not pretty much a good grade. I would probably tell you to, you could read it if you want, but it's not really essential. But if you are an Invincible fan, I definitely recommend that you check this out just to get more characters in the world. I mean, they have a fucking bulldog in here that has super strength, super speed, and like durability. Like what the fuck is that bulldog's name, man? I need to look this up real quick. I got it here on my phone. Hold on. Le Bruiser. A female bull. I'm done. But anyway, yeah, man. The characters alone are enough to make you want to check out Guardian of the Globe. Just to see like how Robert Kirkman further fleshes out this world and how creative it can truly get. And I'm pretty sure all these same characters pop back up in Invincible Universe because I've seen a lot of them in the same art that they used for the first issue of Invincible Universe. So I'm really interested to see what these characters do in the follow-up spinoff and what they actually do, and maybe other appearances that they do inside the world or series of Invincible, maybe in other series as well, like Brit or Tech Jacket, anything else like that. So we'll have to see in the future when I go over more of these side stories and more of these characters. But as it stands, Guarding the Globe is a pretty good side story. It just doesn't really wrap up a lot of the story points that it starts in this particular little side story. That's the only thing I can really say that I don't like about it. Other than that, it's really good. The art is good, the fighting is good, the comedy is good, and spending more time with the side characters in the Invincible universe is good. And I wish there was more of a goal to Set's plan. The main villain, Set, and the Order, seems like he goes through all this trouble to put all these guys together, do all these coordinated attacks, and when the final battle is going down, just kind of stops. And then Set's helmet gets taken off, and all of a sudden he just stops. I know he has like this deep, methodical like lifestyle, a way that he was raised, where if he takes off his helmet, then he'll be disobeying the will of his father and stuff like that. I know it's a lot deeper, and I don't want to talk shit about Set without fully understanding his character. It might be people that actually like him, but I, for one, thought that he was an underwhelming villain. I was interested in him at first, and the dynamic with his father is kind of interesting. I want to know what else is going on there. But from what we got in Guarding the Globe, it was just okay. He just seemed like a bad guy that was just there to do bad things, and in the end, it just turned out to be kind of like a fizzled fart. Didn't really turn out to be much, but there was a lot of great moments sprinkled throughout the average, not the bad. So yeah, if you've seen or read Guarding the Globe, let me know what you think about this 6-issue miniseries, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. If you enjoyed this video, also let me know the same. And like I said before, if you enjoy Invincible and you are a fan of Invincible and you want to see more content covered on Invincible, hit that subscribe button. I try to do my best to share as much about this series as I can. And I hope you're having a good day, night, wherever you are. And until next time, guys, peace. Oh yeah, also, Bleach is back.